designated smoke areas outside of the pharmacy. The areas are far enough away from the door where that the people that are smoking, the smoke cannot come into the pharmacy. The main reason why we've done that is we're dealing with a lot of sick people coming into the pharmacy, could have asthma, could have heart conditions. So we obviously, for that reason, we don't want smoke in the store. And for the employees too, the other employees don't smoke. We don't want them to be around that smoke as well. Allow people to smoke at work is, first of all, it creates a safer, healthier work environment. It also decreases the amount of sick days people around smoke tend to be sicker more often, and this by promoting health. Also, our managers appreciate that we have a smoke-free policy in the store for there to be no smoking in the store, and it just keeps a healthier staff. Now, years ago, I remember 30 years ago, people used to smoke in the pharmacy. They used to smoke behind the counter. As a matter of fact, they used to put their cigarettes out on the pharmacy counter. But it's changed over the years, and obviously for good reasons. And now there's no smoking allowed at all in the pharmacy.
Every place that I encounter that I cannot smoke is one less cigarette that I do smoke for the town. I don't have a problem with having to come outside for a cigarette. I don't have a problem with any enclosed space restricting cigarette use. I figure just one less cigarette that I'll be able to have.
I smoke about 35 cigarettes a day, a pack and a half basically, for 46 years. I do not smoke in my house. I do smoke in my car. If you came over to my house, my wife smokes as well. It does bother people in my family that I smoke, especially our children. Our children loathe it to the nth degree, and they always are, my wife in my case, about giving up smoking. Banning of cigarettes and smoking in bars, I wish we still could, because it used to be nice. The waiter would come by, light your cigarette. It offends other people, so no, it really doesn't bother me. I'm a polite smoker. I would go outside and smoke, and there's no problem with that. And I live with it, no problem.
Mostly because of the smell. Because what happens is that smell just lingers and lingers around the house, and it's a terrible smell when he goes outside and then to smoke and then comes back in the house. We know right away that he's been outside because he brings the smell with him, and if we were in the garage, we know that he's been outside because we can smell it out there. The other reason is because we don't want to be breathing the smoke and get secondhand smoke and cancer from that. So if we could avoid that, we try to stay as clear from it. Even when we walk by people outside smoking at Big Y or something like that, we will all just take a big breath and try not to breathe anything as we walk by. I don't think he would smoke any more if he was able to smoke in the house. I think he just, when he wants to smoke, he just goes outside, and I don't think that that's making the difference in how much he would smoke. And I don't think he would smoke if he was allowed to smoke when we were out. I don't think he would smoke out in a restaurant or anything like that, just because of all of us being around anyway. So I don't think that rule has affected the amount that he has smoked in any way, but I'm happy for that rule, for that law. Whole problem with the e-cigarettes too, and I won't allow those to be smoked in the house either, because we don't know that kind of smoke, what kind of damage that will do, just like the cigarettes. So Mr. Curran tried the e-cigarette for a while, and he would try to smoke it in the house. We couldn't breathe the same way that we couldn't breathe with the regular cigarettes. So those are banned completely from our house too, and I don't believe that there's enough research to okay those the same way about the cigarette.
I think the government banned smoking in public places because they realized what a risk secondhand smoke was. Not only would you go to a restaurant or bar or someplace public and come home smelling like an ashtray, your clothes would smell, your hair would smell, you would feel that smoke on your skin. They realized with all the side effects of the secondhand smoke how dangerous it actually was. And they didn't feel that you should put so many people at risk when they weren't smoking themselves. So what they did is they banned the smoking and they told them to keep it outside to protect all the people that were in the indoor confined spaces and had nowhere to go. There was a time that it was very popular to smoke. You would always see the women with the long cigarettes and the men who looked like Marlboro men. It wasn't until years later that people realized how dangerous smoking actually was. Many years later, they realized how dangerous secondhand smoke was. As a pharmacist, we have a huge increase in the amount of Nicorette gum, Nicotrol, and even the Chantix tablets that we sell, because people might want to risk their own lives, but they would never risk the lives of the family and friends around them. That's why secondhand smoke has been found out to be just as dangerous as firsthand smoke, and there's such a need to stop and especially outlawed in public places.